today from Adam Schefter saying that the Seahawks are positioning themselves to potentially sign AB. He would not be able to play until week 9 of this NFL season, but having already being in the process of serving that suspension with the NFL, could be eligible to play then. We're waiting on more details there. Adam Schefter with us all show long to tell us more. And if you forgot how good AB is, here it is. He's got the most consecutive 100-catch seasons in NFL history with 6. The numbers, despite not having played in quite a while, still eye-popping. We'll keep you updated on AB throughout this show, but let's get to Tua Tagovailoa. Big news out of Miami, officially being named the starting quarterback there. And today, he and Ryan Fitzpatrick addressed this news.
Said what he said to you guys as well, and that's the decision and the direction that the organization is going in. And obviously, we've talked in the past, me and you guys, about how I'm the placeholder, and this eventually was going to happen. No matter, it was just a matter of kind of when, not if. And it still just it broke my heart yesterday, and it's a tough thing for me to hear and to now have to deal with, but I'm going to do my best with it.
Me and Fitz had a conversation, just about all of this. But like I've continued to say, I mean, although it kind of hurts me in a way to see Fitz hurt, I'm just very, very lucky to have someone like Fitz in my corner, regardless of the situation we're in right now. He's just, I hate to say it like this, but it is like this. It's like a father and son.
From a personal standpoint, not necessarily, with the team, but, is this it? Like, was that, my last game as an NFL player in terms of, being the starter and going out there and playing, and you just kind of go through all those different scenarios.
It's certainly a different situation, but back in college, Tua dealt with this as well, supplanting Jalen Hurts, who had been the guy at Alabama and who had played very well, and dealing with the dynamics of that in a locker room. But Marcus, you heard Fitzpatrick there using the words heartbroken, and you can just feel his sadness. What did you make of what he said about all this?
Yeah, yesterday I was, and I'm still excited for Tua. Let me get that out first before I get into it. But I think as a veteran in this league and what Fitzpatrick has done in Miami, I feel like it would have been a great gesture. I hate using the word deserve because these organizations don't feel like they owe you anything but a paycheck. But you would think that that he would be informed and it'd be a discussion had, as opposed to him being heartbroken and in shock and being caught off guard by the timing that you're going to put Tua in the game. He knew, like Ryan is not, he's not crazy enough to think that a quarterback will be taken 5th and never have an opportunity to play. I just didn't like the fact that he was shocked about that news. I think they owed him at least a little bit of heads up before the world knew.
Yeah, first of all, Fitzy, if this was your last game in the NFL, man, tip of the cap. Salute. Like, you've had an awesome career, and I know you're still going to be kind of impacting Tua. I think that the reality is this. Sometimes disappointing things happen in the NFL, and this is one of them, but spinning it forward to the football field, Tua's going to be fine. Like, I think Tua is going to be a great player, and he's going to have tons of success. But I said this yesterday, and I stand by it. I'm concerned with that offensive line because Tua's not a year yet removed from that injury. He is somebody that holds on to the ball, competitive and wanting to make a play or whatnot. But you watch that offensive line that's got 2 young guys on the right side that are rookies, and Hunt and Kenley. And yes, like, they're going to have moments of wins, but Fitzy helped them a little bit. Like, this is an exact sample. Fitzy, got to get the ball in your hands. That's a 2.5 seconds. I don't know if Tua's going to do that consistently. That's bad protection, ends in a good result. Another one. This isn't great protection. You got 2 seconds to get the ball in your hands before those ends come. And if you don't, if it's not out in 2.5 seconds, you're going to get hit. And then there's some times where it's coming. It doesn't matter because those are still young players. They're going to be good in the NFL. They are going to be good players. But that's a sack for Tua. And Fitzy's just got this feel that the ball has to come out right now, and all of a sudden it's 2nd and 4, not 2nd and 15. So that is my hesitation with this move is I hope that offensive line keeps him clean.
Look, it's clear, like Marcus said, it was going to happen. Fitzy knew that. I mean, it's just, I understand the emotional side of it. Maybe you wanted a little bit of a heads up just because you felt like, okay, you followed everything, you did everything the right way, the way they asked you to. You're 3-3, you're one game out of first place. But let's be honest and real here. Do we honestly really think that they were going to win the AFC East, go on a run in the playoffs? No, we don't. So why not start right now with Tua at quarterback? You got to bye. You play the Rams. And I know Aaron Donald's coming to town, the whole deal. You got to worry about that. He's played in the SEC. He's used to big boys like Marcus Spears tackling him and jumping up and down on him. So it's not that I don't worry about that. Yep. I don't worry about that at all. Fitzy did his job as the substitute teacher. It's time to now hand the classroom over to the guy that they hired, which is Tua.
Well, Adam, when you broke this news, you were talking about the fact that they had this plan and that it had been in place. So how did the plan come together?
Well, essentially, they decided that it was time to insert Tua and go with him. And I think they felt like if he was good enough to play Sunday against the Jets, he's good enough to be out there on November 1st, almost a year to the date that he got hurt, to start against the Los Angeles Rams in his first NFL start. And again, there's a situation here where Tua is somebody that has impressed them in camp. And while we were celebrating Tua getting the job yesterday, I think everybody kind of overlooked the fact and just expected Ryan Fitzpatrick to accept this peacefully and gracefully and everything would just go on. And I think obviously it didn't sit great with him. He wasn't really pleased about getting the news from the Dolphins, then being on a Zoom call with those people and being on a Zoom call with Tua. And he loves these people and he respects them. But you could understand, as he said, he got fired yesterday. Those were his words, not mine. He got fired and then had to be around the people who fired him and face the people who took his job. That would be difficult and awkward for anybody to accept that.
Marcus, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to go back to the part about I just didn't like Fitzy saying he was shocked. Like, that's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that and not shocked from the standpoint of him not already knowing that he would eventually lose the job to Tua, but I felt like, look, I'll tell you this. When I was playing with the Dallas Cowboys and we made the transition from Drew Bledsoe to Tony Romo, and Bill Parcells obviously had a conversation with Drew Bledsoe before he came and announced it in the team meeting. I'm not Key, were you there then?
No.
Were you
no.
with?
No.
So he came in, he had a conversation with Drew Bledsoe, and then he came in and he was emotional. Bill Parcells, I'm talking about giving Tony Romo the reins. So I just don't like the fact that based on what I'm hearing and what I'm reading from Fitz, I felt like Flores and somebody in that organization should have said, hey, we making this move. It's going to be a lot of media done, people asking you questions. We want you to be prepared and give you a heads up as opposed to being shocked about this move being made right now. That's my point. Outside of that, this is football. I'm with Key. This football. Yeah. This is what happens.
Part of it, baby.
When somebody think it's a better player in the position, that better player is going to play even on an idea, even if you don't know yet. But I just didn't like Fitz, almost this idea of being blindsided by this move.